Hello everyone, I am Rahul and welcome back to my channel Rahul Education Academy. In the previous video lecture, I discussed about how to balance chemical reactions. This process which I described in the previous video where we establish a quantitative relationship between the reactants involved in chemical reaction and the products formed after the chemical reaction is known as stoichiometry. It is called stoichiometry. I didn't use specifically this term in the previous video because I wanted to keep it simple without using any specific scientific terms. I just wanted to show how to balance chemical reactions. But sometimes, and mostly in real cases, the amount of reactant present to perform a chemical reaction is different from that is estimated by balanced chemical reaction. That means you might have two reactants which can go through a chemical process, but they are present in different quantities. And this difference in the reactant present can affect how much of a product is formed. So the quantity of the reactants can limit amount of product formed, and that reactant which is limiting this formation of product is known as limiting reagent in a chemical reaction. We will better understand limiting reagent in a chemical reaction with the help of a chemical problem, and hence we will try to solve together this mathematical problem and understand how balanced chemical equations can be different from real chemical reactions performed in laboratories, and we will again understand what is limiting reagent. So we'll go through this problem step by step. So first we'll read the problem together and then we'll try to solve it together. The problem reads 50 kg of nitrogen gas and 10 kg of hydrogen gas are mixed to produce NH3, that is ammonia gas. Calculate the amount of ammonia formed. This is the first question. Second question is identify the limiting reagent in the production of NH3 ammonia gas in this situation. So we'll go through this problem again, but now we'll read each sentence and try to solve it step by step. So the first sentence read, we have 50 kg of nitrogen gas which combines with 10 kg of hydrogen gas to give ammonia gas. Now look at this equation. Whether it is a balanced chemical equation or not. And when we look at it, we see that you have two nitrogens on the reactant side, but only one nitrogen on the product side. So you need to increase the number of nitrogen on the product side. Now, when we increase the number of nitrogen, there is increase in the number of hydrogen on the product side. It becomes 6. But on the reactant side, we only have 2 hydrogen at present. So, we'll add a coefficient of 3 to make 6 hydrogen on the reactant side. So now this is a balanced chemical equation where nitrogen, 1 mole of nitrogen gas combines with 3 mole of hydrogen gas to give 2 mole of ammonia gas. This is a balanced chemical equation. So 1 mole of nitrogen gas is required to produce 2 mole of ammonia, and 3 mole of hydrogen gas is required to produce 2 mole of ammonia. Now, we have been given two quantities, 50 kg of nitrogen gas and 10 kg of hydrogen gas. The first step is to know how many moles of nitrogen gas and how many moles of hydrogen gas is available. So first we'll count number of moles of N2 gas in 50 kg. Now 20 gram equal 1 mole of N2, because the atomic mass of nitrogen is 14, so if you add it up for the N2 it will be 28 gram. So how many moles will be there in 50 kg or 50,000 grams? We'll convert 50 kg into grams and it will become, so 50,000 grams will have 1 mole into 50,000 divided by gram divided by 28 gram. This will give me the number of mole present in 50 kg of nitrogen gas, N2 gas, and this value will come out to be 17.86 into 10 raised to the power 2 mole of N2. Or 17.86 mole if I write with the SI unit. Similarly, we need to find number of moles in 10 kg of the H2 gas. So we need to find number of moles in 10 kg of H2 gas. So 2.016 gram equal 1 mole of H2. The atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.008. So if you multiply that by 2 for H2, it will be 2.016. So 10 kg means 10,000 gram When we are dealing with the equation, you will use the SI unit, not the complete mole. So we'll come back to here. So 10,000 gram of H2 will have into 10,000 gram divided by 2.016, which equals 4.96 into 10 raised to the power 3 mole. So now we have two quantities. Number of moles in 50 kg of nitrogen gas, which is 17.86 into 10 raised to the power 2 mole, and H2, number of moles in 10 kg of H2, which equal 4.96 into 10 raised to the power 3 moles. Now, for a balanced chemical equation, as seen here, for each mole of N2, you should have 3 mole of H2. Then only it will give 2 mole of NH3. This relation should be satisfied for a balanced chemical equation. So, you have 17.86 into 10 to the power 2 mole of N2. If I multiply this by 3, it should give me a number of moles which will lead to a balanced chemical reaction. Let us see what that value comes out to be. So remember, it is 17.86 10 to the power 2 mole. So as I said, for each mole of N2, 3 mole of H2 is required for a balanced chemical reaction. So what we'll do, we'll multiply 17.86 into 10 raised to the power 2 mole into 3. This is the number of moles of 50 kg of N2 gas. And this value will come out to be 5.36 into 10 raised to the power 3 mole. So for a perfectly balanced chemical reaction, you will need 5.36 into 10 raised to the power 3 mole of H2. But we only have 4.96, we have 4.96 into 10 to the power 3 mole of H2. That means we have less amount of hydrogen gas needed to convert all nitrogen gas and mix with it to produce 2 moles of NH3. So for ideal equation, you need 5.36 in 10 to the power 3 mole of hydrogen gas, but at present in the current chemical reaction we only have 4.96 into 10 to the power 3 mole of hydrogen gas. That means we have less amount of hydrogen gas, and it is our limiting reagent. This is because hydrogen gas will get consumed, but the nitrogen gas will still be left. There will be still some leftover nitrogen gas to be converted for further reaction, but we don't have enough hydrogen gas here. So here the reaction will stop, As soon as hydrogen gas is consumed, it will finish first. So whichever reactant which gets consumed fastest is your limiting reagent. Now, so we know that not all the nitrogen gas will be converted into the ammonia gas because we don't have enough hydrogen. Now look at again back to this balanced chemical equation. 3 mole of hydrogen gas is required for 2 mole of ammonia gas. So I'll write again back this chemical equation. The chemical equation was NH2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Now 3 mole of hydrogen gas will give 2 mole of nitrogen gas. So 1 mole of H2 equal 2 by 3 mole of NH3, right? So our limiting reagent is this hydrogen. So we have 4.96 into 10 to the power 3 mole or H2 will give 2.3 into 4.96 into 10 to the power 3 mole of NH3. 1 mole of hydrogen, because 3 mole of hydrogen gas will give 2 mole of NH3, means 1 mole of hydrogen will give 2 by 3 mole of NH3. So, but the current mole available to us for hydrogen gas is 4.963. So 4.96 into 10 to the power 3 mole will create 3.3 into 10 to the power 3 mole of NH3. So this is the amount of NH3 that will be produced in this chemical reaction. This is the amount of NH3 which will be produced in this chemical reaction, because after producing this much mole of NH3, you will not have any leftover hydrogen gas and the reaction will stop. You will have nitrogen gas left over, but you will not have hydrogen gas available to further convert to ammonia. So this is the amount of ammonia gas which will be produced in this chemical reaction. Now we know that 17 gram of NH3 equal 1 mole. Right? (17 gram of NH3 equal 1 mole. So, or 1 mole equal 17 gram. So we know the number of moles of NH3 produced. So 3.30 into 10 to the power 3 mole will give 17 into 3.30 into 10 to the power 3 gram, which will equal to 56.1 into 10 to the power 3 gram, which equals 56.1 kg. This is the amount of NH3 produced, 56.1 kg. I will revise this problem once again for all of you. So the problem was, we had 50 kg of nitrogen gas which mixes with 10 kg of hydrogen gas to give us ammonia gas. We had two questions to answer. What is the amount of ammonia produced and what is the limiting reagent? First we calculated the number of moles present in 50 kg of nitrogen gas. Then we calculated the number of moles present in 10 kg of hydrogen gas. But from the balanced chemical equation we know that we need 3 mole of hydrogen gas for each mole of nitrogen to produce 2 moles of ammonia gas for a perfect balanced chemical reaction. But when we calculated and multiplied the number of moles of nitrogen with 3, we observed that we require 5.36 into 10⁻³ mole of hydrogen. But we only had 4.96 into 10⁻³ mole of hydrogen gas. This shows that hydrogen is a limiting reagent. The reaction will stop as soon as the hydrogen gas is consumed. We will have leftover nitrogen gas which will not react further. So the amount of ammonia gas which is actually produced in the chemical reaction is dependent on the hydrogen gas present. In the balanced chemical reaction, we observe that 3 mole of hydrogen gas is required for 2 moles of nitrogen gas. 2 mole of ammonia gas, which means 1 mole of hydrogen gas will give 2/3 mole of ammonia gas. We knew the mole of hydrogens available to us, and from there we calculated how much mole of ammonia will be. We had the mole of hydrogen available with us, and from there we calculated how much mole of ammonia will be generated in this chemical reaction. After that, we multiplied the number of moles with the molecular mass of NH3, which is 17 gram, and we multiplied 17 gram with the number of moles of ammonia generated, and from there we obtained that in this chemical reaction 56.1 kg of ammonia gas will be produced. So that's it, guys. In this lecture we solved the chemical problem and understood the importance of limiting reagent, how to estimate the number of moles required or number of moles present for a chemical reaction, and we solved the chemical problem to have a better understanding of these concepts. I hope you like this video. Please comment, subscribe, like this channel. It will help me and encourage me in creating more videos. If you have any criticism or a suggestion which can help me in improving my lecture, or you want any change throughout my video lectures, please suggest it in the comment section. Thank you. See you again.